guys, today we're making some shea butter. I have African shea butter I got through Amazon from a reputable company. It's 100% natural, unrefined. I wish I could read more of what this says because they have a tag on this package, but it's from Ghana. So Ghana is one of the best countries to get shea butter. We got 2 pounds. It's a yellowish color. They call it more of an ivory. Looks really real. I'll let you know how it smells. We also have some castor oil that we're going to be using today. Some Super E vitamin oil that we're using today. I have some pure 100% fresh cocoa butter chips that we're using today. And for the scent and the fragrance, we're going to use grass seed oil, 100%. All of these products are 100%. All of these products are supposedly great. Natural, raw, all that fun stuff. So we're going to try to keep these. First, let me smell it. Smells like it has a salty, nutty smell, and it's soft and creamy. So I think we'll be good. We're only going to use half of this. Kind of high on one end and short on the other, so cutting it wasn't a problem. Let's save this half. This looks like about a pound. This is probably a little bit more. So we're going to use a little bit more than a pound, which means when we make the second one, we'll be using a little bit less than a pound. But that's okay. I don't want to get picky about it. If we love the stuff like I think we're gonna be buying this stuff on a regular basis. I have a scale that I use to weigh stuff, but I haven't used it in so long that the battery's dead. So I couldn't weigh it because ideally I would have liked to have weighed this butter. So I'm gonna cut it up. Cuts nicely. It's not hard. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Cuts right up. I'm just cutting it up because it makes it easier to melt in the bowl. I'm going to use this bowl. This is a heat-resistant bowl. So this is the bowl we're going to put on top of the pot so that our butter can melt and it won't get injured by direct heat. It'll just melt nice and beautiful. So we got that. And the other thing I'm going to add, I'm going to just let this butter melt. Then I'll put the oil in it. Then I'll stir it up. Then I'll let it sit in the refrigerator for 15 minutes. Then I'll whip her down. And then we'll be good to go. So, and this just feels so good. Smells good too. It smells, let me take those off. Smells, be honest with you, smells, we'll just say it smells like coconut. We'll just say it smells like raw shea butter. This is it right here. This is all you need. Okay. Let me me dry off my hands a little bit because I want to cut this. I want to put these cocoa chips in there and then let it melt down because these cocoa chips I heard are hard, very hard, and so I want to be sure to melt those down as well. This washcloth takes some of the grease off my hands. Yeah, it feels so good and soft. Woo! Okay, so here are the Yellow Brick Road coconut chips. Okay, so they're chips and they smell like coconut. It's 8 ounces. Woo! Smells like chocolate. Oh my God, I didn't even open up the bag and it smells like chocolate. I guess that's what cocoa is. Cocoa chips. Cocoa butter. This is cocoa butter, girl. Let me, hope you guys probably would like to eat it. I'm talking to my dogs. Oh my God. Can you imagine? It smells like chocolate. Let me see how it cuts. I'm just curious. Yeah, it's a harder. I could have cut it, but you know, I bought it in chips because they said it was hard. So I'm gonna just put. There's 8 ounces, so that's a ½ pound. So I'm gonna do a ¼ pound. I'm gonna leave, so I got that much. Let's put one more in there. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. We'll put. Oh, actually, this one has a little bit more shea butter, so we're gonna put a little more. It's probably half, maybe a little bit more. We'll wrap that up after. And then I want to show you my cool way of using all those chemical-based hair greases, conditioners, anti-frizz, nonsense things that I've been purchasing over the years that just sit because they smell or they don't do what they say they're going to do. So I washed out all of the containers a couple of times, got them nice and clean, and so that's what we're going to be using today. That green is a top. We're going to be using those to fill our jars. I have 1 jar here that I'm going to use as well. But so now here's where we take this. All over here. Let me show you. It's real simple. Ain't that big of a deal. Just take this. Here. So this has hot water in it. I had shut down the boil on it. But I'm going to let it get back to a boil. But in the interim, I'm going to just stick this on top. So don't put it in there on the heat. The water is touching the bottom of this container. What you say, babe? Don't put it on the fire because you put it in hot water. I know, that's what I'm doing now. I'm double boiling it. Pot full of water, and then on top. So the water is embracing the bottom of this bowl quite nicely. And when this starts to get hot, when the water in there gets hot again, it's going to melt down this shea butter. yeah, that's that. So let that happen. And that's about it for now. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Yeah, this is a quarter cup. I don't know what this one is. I'm gonna use a quarter cup. These oils. I don't want to use a half a cup. Like too much oil. We don't want things to be like super oily. We want it to cream up and be creamy and have the nutrients. We don't want it to just be oily. So, and it won't be because we have a good amount of the shea butter and we have a good amount of the cocoa butter. So I have the castor oil and I have the vitamin E oil. I don't have avocado oil. I don't have olive oil, and I don't have jojoba oil. Those are things I'm going to incorporate in the future, but for now I have the castor oil, the vitamin E oil, the cocoa butter, and the shea butter, and the lemongrass, which is going to be amazing. I do have another oil. I'm going to check and see if there's something I want to use. I feel like I had another one. Oh, this only had 4. Soup is good, Steffi. This is Mixed Chicks Replenishing Oil. Silicone free, natural ingredients. So it has in here, it's for hair and skin and scalp. It has sunflower seed oil is the first ingredient. Soybean oil is the second ingredient. Carrot seed oil is the third ingredient. Jojoba oil is the fourth ingredient. Rose hip is the fifth ingredient. Macadamian is the ingredient. Olive, essential oil, some more essential oil, junipers, essential oil, vitamin E. So it has some really good components and it smells good. So I might actually, since we're going to have all our creams and potions, take a quarter cup of this oil so that I can get the jojoba. It doesn't have avocado oil, which I am going to get, but I just didn't get it. And then I just wanted to do this so much that I'm doing it without waiting for the other oils. So this is melting quite nicely. Let me try to get a view. There we go. oils along quite nicely. And they say once it starts melting, to take it off of the fire and let the heat from the already melted oil melt the rest of the butter. But I think there's more not melted than there is melted. So I'm gonna let it do its thing a little bit more before I take it off. Nothing's boiling. The water underneath it is not even boiling, so I'm not worrying about it burning. At this point, we're still good. And I can smell the shea butter. Smells like medicine. Smells like something you need in your life for your hands. My hands feel awesome just already. Like I want to walk through the shea butter every day. And the good news is, I'll be able to now. I'm making whipped. I'm whipping butters. So now we're coming more to all of the butters are being covered by the melted. But I'll tell you, those coconut pieces, those cocoa pieces are still around. They're still around for it. We gonna see how it shea butter, you can split it right in half, but this cocoa butter, it's a little harder. I'm sure it's melting, but it's just harder to melt. So I'm going to, at this point, we're moving along pretty good. We're moving along pretty good. Pretty good. These cocoa butter pieces are still very hard. You can't even go through them. But moving along pretty good. So I think I'm gonna take it off the heat, and I'm gonna let it do the rest of its thing on its own. I'm gonna leave it on above the pot. Leave it above the pot. Get a paper plate. Leave it above the pot. But I'm just gonna let it sit there for a little while longer. And the reason why I have you guys plugged in, so I'm attached to this cord so much, is because just as I was getting ready to start recording, my battery. That's fine. That is fine. need this anymore because we're not cutting nothing else. There's nothing else to be cut. It's melting down quite nicely. Melting down quite nicely. And I'm gonna be measuring out this stuff. So what I'm gonna do first is put these oils in here, stir them around. I'm gonna put that lemongrass in there too. Stir it around. Fresh, earthy, citrus scent. Recommended for external use only. For topical application, carefully dilute with a carrier oil. Avoid contact with eyes. Keep out of reach of children. Keep it in a cool, dry place. I'm telling you, this stuff right here, this is real. It's a product of India, but it's coming out of San Diego. Hey, Steph, you want to check on that lemongrass right quick?
Yeah.
Essential oil, 100% pure and natural. Therapeutic grade. You know, you can put it on your skin, but you have to be careful with your eyes. So that makes me concerned about, how much to use, because you want everything to be natural. And it is natural, but you want everything to not hurt you. You don't want, but you know what? If I pour some of this vitamin E oil on my eyeball, it will burn. If I pour some of this castor oil in my eye, it probably will burn. If any of them oils go onto your eye, they burn. They itch, they irritate, because you shouldn't have oil on your eye. So I'm not too worried about it. At all. It just says avoid contact with eyes. That's because it's strong as hell. So I think by now our butters are probably melted. They sure are close to it. The cocoa butters are melting. Everything is melting quite nicely. Let's give it a couple more minutes. Stephanie's looking up what the grass seed oil is good for. You know, it's an essential oil, and it's probably used for scents. You could put a little bit on your skin. You have to mix it with a carrier oil, which is what it said, which is what we're going to do. We're mixing it with a carrier oil. And that's about it. I'm really looking forward to the next step. Yeah. So we're just going to put a few. It's just like peppermint. Peppermint's good for your hair, but you can't overdo it. It stimulates your red blood cells and stuff to get going, but you have to use it sparingly. So I'm just going to put like 5 drops. Here we go. Getting a little handmade crocheted rag that one of my good girlfriends, Mr. Brown, gave me. Put that down there. And it's complete oil, as I'm sure you can see. And so now we're going to measure out quarter cup of castor oil, quarter cup of the vitamin E oil, all the good stuff. We're going to use quarter cup of this Mixed Chicks replenishing oil that I talked to you about with all these. It's got a red tint to it. Now we're going to mix it up. Here's some little itty bitty tiny chunks, maybe about 4, but they're melting down. I'm gonna put 5 drops of the lemon seed oil in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Ooh. That smells good. Yeah, I'll be walking around smelling like lemon seeds. It ain't lemon seeds, lemongrass. We'll be walking around smelling like lemongrass, child, for the next 6 months. This made a whole bunch. So now I got everything in there. I got it mix up real good. It makes it a little bit more here, although you can just put it right in the refrigerator from here and let it cool for about 15 minutes. Take it out and then whip it. But I'm gonna put a little mix on it. Not a whole bunch because it gets messy. The oil. That's good. I don't need a lot. Not yet, anyway. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it cool. It's just all oil, y'all. Y'all can see it right through there. It's all oil. There's one little, that's white bubbles. There's one little itty bitty baby piece of butter still holding on. It's probably that cocoa butter. That's all right. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it cool down for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out and whip it good. Whip it real good. Yes. All right, so we're at the 29-minute and 48-second mark. So I'm gonna close this down. We did a half hour right here. Then I'm gonna bring you back in about 15 minutes. Let you know, give you an update where the coolness is, if it's ready to be whipped, and we're gonna whip it. All right.